How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Me too. Did you study today?
Yes.
Yeah.
I joined upper intermediate class on Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay. So you studied yesterday.
Yes, but I was absent yesterday.
Okay. And are you okay today?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Nice. Whoa, that is not for everybody. Sorry. Hey, Mike.
Hi, mate.
How are you?
Fine. Everything is
That's good.
good. Good. Everything is good.
That's good. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you study today, Mike? Or yesterday? Did you study? Hi, Jenny.
Yesterday no, because yesterday I have a meeting and then I went to pharmacy.
Okay.
A home day is busy, so not free time to. I submit absent for meet. Like that.
Absent form. Yeah. Absent form. Yeah.
All absent
That's
form.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Absent form. Yeah. Nice. Nice. All right. So yeah, sorry, we're live on YouTube now. So but just to warn you guys, Hikari, don't be shy. Hikari is not shy, I think. Not shy. All right.
For William is Hikari.
Hello.
I met you before in.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We joined same class during circuit breaker. Maybe intermediate class.
Oh, the teacher Amanda.
Natalie. I
Oh,
think Natalie's class.
Zoe. Okay.
Mike doesn't remember. Hikari. Mike
Yeah,
doesn't remember. We can't
Okay,
trust.
no problem. No problem.
We can't trust Mike with this. Yeah.
We can't remember the class.
You're losing your mind, Mike. You're losing your mind. All right. So of course, this YouTube is called Matt Helps with Homework. So let's start. First, do you guys have any questions or anything from class recently that is difficult for you guys, or that is a struggle for you guys at all?
Yeah, sometimes homework is difficult.
Homework is often difficult, I think. Homework is often difficult. Yeah, Hikari agrees. Yeah, maybe not too much.
But when we learn more and more, the homework become easy.
Yeah, the more you learn, the easier it becomes, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hikari, do you have a question?
Sorry, I don't prepare about some question. So today I don't have some question.
Okay, that's okay. How about you, Mike? Anything?
Some new words I in translate to Mandarin they have the same meaning, but sometimes the feeling is different. For example, the feeling and sense.
Okay.
These two words have some. We use can instead any sentence or is cannot.
So what do you mean? Can you give me some kind of example?
My feeling is good. My sense is good. 100% meaning
No, different. So feeling, so if you're saying my feeling is good, right? So in this case, you're talking about like happy, sad, angry, right, etc. Right. So that when we're talking about feeling like this, right? You know, if you say my feeling is bad or my feeling is good, right? So here either talking about something that is like physical, right? If I drink beer, right? If I drink beer, I feel good, right? I feel good, right? So actually we would say I feel bad, I feel good, right? If I drink beer, I feel good, right? Everybody's the same, I hope, maybe. But this is talking about kind of your emotion or your feeling or your physical, also can talk about your physical feeling, right? Oh, when I exercise, I feel good, right? I feel energetic, right? That's kind of talking about your physical feeling, right? But your sense is a little bit different. Your sense is a little bit different. So if I maybe I see, okay, I look at Hikari's face and she looks sad, right? Maybe I guess, Hikari, are you okay? I can sense that. So it's a little bit different. But this feeling is more like Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man has like spidey sense, right? So he can kind of feel things or hear things that most people cannot feel, right? So in this case, sense has a different meaning, quite a different meaning. Yeah.
If we drink some beer, my feeling is good or my sense is good. Uh, in my view, maybe the feeling we can, all can use my feeling is good or my sense is good. Both okay, but
No. So
no.
sense, okay. So if we think about our senses, right? If we think about our senses, so we look here on this paper. Hold on, let me see if I can write this down. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. All right. Okay, good. Okay, so if we look at the sense, by the way, if you guys are new students here, Learner's Dictionary, really important. English Dictionary. This Learner's Dictionary, really important. Definitely recommend. Okay, so sense has, you can see, right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, has a lot of different meanings, Mike. So sometimes it can be similar, but in this case, yeah, maybe here we're talking about like one of the 5 natural powers or natural senses. So this is like our touch, our smell, our taste, our hearing, our sight. Okay, so those are the 5 senses. That's not what you're talking about today, right? So let's look at a physical feeling, right? So we can have a physical feeling, right? So we can have a sense of fatigue or a sense of hunger. This is very similar to feel, right? This is very similar to feel. I feel hungry. I feel fatigued. I feel tired, right? I have a sense. We can't use this as a verb in this sentence, but I have a sense of fatigue. I have a sense of hunger. This kind of means I feel tired or I feel hungry. Okay. If we look at number 2, right, a particular feeling. So an emotion that you're aware of. So this one I think is what you're trying. This is what when I hear the word sense. Hello, Giuliani. When I hear the word sense, I usually think about this one, right? We had a sense that something wasn't quite right or something was wrong. Maybe I look at my daughter, I see she looks upset, she looks angry, she looks sad, right? Honey, are you okay? I can feel that. So this feel is very similar. I feel that she's sad, or I can sense that she's sad, right? So sometimes we call that like a sixth sense, if you can see here, right? Kind of like just I don't know, you feel it here, like, honey, are you okay? I can sense that something is wrong. I can sense that something is wrong. Or in my class, right? I have 5, 6, 7, 8 teachers. You know, I can see which student, or sorry, not teachers, students. I can see which students are having a good day. I can see which students are having a bad day. But that's just my sense, just my feeling, right? I feel that you are not having a good day. I feel that you are sad. I feel that you are happy. That's different from my feeling. That's different from my feeling. I feel happy. I sense happy. No. I can sense something about you. I can't sense something about myself. So Mike, I see your face, right? You're like confused. I can sense that you're confused. I can feel that you're confused, right? That's kind of what I'm talking about with sense. I look at somebody else. I look at you. I look at Hikari. I look at Miss Wang, right? And I say, oh, you guys look tired. You guys look, and that's just my feeling, but it's not my feeling, my physical feeling or my emotion. Different meaning. Different meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe when I can read lots of English story or English book, maybe I can use these two words, different
Yeah.
different feeling.
Right. But sense is not, not a common word. Of course, if we're talking about our 5 senses, right? Smell, touch,
Smell,
taste,
touch.
sight, and hearing. Of course, in that case, it's very general that we would talk about that. Maybe when we're telling a story or we're recounting a story, you could say like, I could sense or feel something was wrong.
Yeah.
So in this case, same meaning.
Same meaning, yeah.
Something was wrong with somebody. Something was wrong in the business. Something was wrong in the school. Something was wrong outside of me. Outside of me. We don't use say, I sense happy, right? We can't say that, right? You'd say, I felt happy. We can't say that.
Interesting. Okay.
Hi, Hikari's husband or son. Yeah, good idea. Can block it. All right. Does anyone else have? Thanks, Mike. That was a good question. Anybody else have a question about anything?
Maybe.
That's a good question, Mike. Good question.
Okay, thank you. Because sometimes I cannot separate the two words.
Of course. Yeah. So just last time I'll say, because really, really important, guys, this Learner's Dictionary, Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
Learner's Dictionary. Not my business, not my company, but I highly recommend to use a Learner's Dictionary. Don't translate English to Chinese, English to Japanese, English to Portuguese. Never, never, never. Cannot.
Yeah. I find this is important. Never can
Super important.
translate to your country's language. You cannot get the actual meaning.
Yep, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, unless it's necessary, you're doing it for work, you have to send an important email, then of course, please check the translation. But if you're studying English, don't do it. Yeah. All right. So today, if nobody has any more questions, we're just going to go through. This is from the intermediate textbook, Unit 2B. So intermediate plus, upper, kind of all the same. So we'll go through the grammar and then we'll answer some questions and see how it goes. So yeah, today we're going to talk about present perfect and present perfect continuous. I think we've done this actually 100 times. It's one of my favorite things to teach. Yeah. So if we have present and we have present perfect continuous. Okay, so if you're in intermediate or this is your first time in intermediate, then some of these things I'm going to say might be a bit tricky or confusing, okay? But some of them might be easy. Let's move that there. All right, so we use present perfect simple. We use present perfect simple for unfinished states. Okay, so an unfinished state. So if we remember what is a state verb, what's a state verb?
State verb. Like have, like be. Sometimes not action verb.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Not action. No action verb. Exactly. So feelings, usually these consist of these three categories. So feelings, knowledge, and possession. So like, love, hate, want, right? Etc. Right? Knowledge, okay? Know, understand, think. Of course, for my students, think has two meanings. One time it's an action, one time it's not an action. And then possessions, right? Which is have, own, possess, right? Have has many different meanings, right? We are having a lesson. I'm having some water, right? Different meanings. Sometimes have is a state. I have a penguin cup. That's a state. I'm having some water. That's an action. Okay.
Yeah.
So unfinished states. So unfinished states. So I could say something like my wife has wanted okay, my wife has wanted a Mini Cooper car for a long time, right? My wife has wanted a Mini Cooper for a long time. Want is a state verb, so we can't use that with an ing. Okay, we cannot use that. Remember these verbs, right? No ing. Okay, so my wife has wanted. So whereas we use present perfect continuous, we use present perfect continuous. Sorry, not number 2 for unfinished actions. Unfinished actions. Okay, so something that is unfinished, that is an action, right? So this class has been going for 19 minutes, right? So I can say we've been studying for
3 hours.
Well, today 19 minutes. We have been studying for 19 minutes. Okay, so that's the only difference here, right? The only difference here is that study is an action. Study is an action and want is a state. But same meaning, right? Same meaning. Something started in the past and continues now. Something started in the past and continues now. So I can ask you like, Mike, how long have you lived or how long have you been living, both are okay, in Singapore?
I have been in Singapore for 3 years.
Okay. I have been in Singapore for 3 years. Good.
Yeah,
Hikari.
I have lived. I have lived in
Yep.
Singapore near 3
I have
years.
lived in Singapore, no problem, for 3 years or for almost 3 years. I have been in Singapore for over 3 years. I have been living in Singapore for over 3 years. All three of those are okay. All three of those are
So
okay.
the live is a action. The be is a state.
Okay, so live and work are two kind of special verbs. Live and work are
Special
two
word.
special verbs where we can use between, like we can use between both. I have worked in Singapore for 14 years. I have been working in Singapore for 14 years. Actually, both are okay, same meaning. Both are okay, same meaning. So live and work those are kind of special verbs.
Special.
Special verbs.
Sound little special.
All right, Hikari, how long have you been studying English?
I've been studying English for 5 years.
For 5 years?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay, very good. And Wang, I'm sorry, I forget your English name.
Amy.
Amy.
Mike, you should have helped me there, but you didn't. All right, nice. Okay,
Actually,
very good.
I forget.
You just remembered. Okay, sorry, Amy. Sorry. I apologize.
Because I'm old, I have a bad memory.
That's just an excuse, Mike. I know I should remember. I'm so sorry. I'm so stupid.
I just remember Yukiko.
Hello.
Yeah, Yukiko.
Sorry.
Hi, Yukiko.
Sorry for this.
That's okay. That's okay. So, Amy.
Yeah.
How long have you had children?
I have children.
I have had
children. Okay, I have had children for 17 years.
17 years. Okay, good. Perfect. I have had children for 17 years. Yukiko, how long have you been married?
I have been married for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
For 4 years. Okay, perfect. All right. So you have been happy for 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Happy.
Yeah. Happy for 4 years.
Happy,
You have
yes.
been happy
Yes.
for 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
Married. So married is a action verb.
No, right? So here I'm using okay, if I write the question, right, I can say how long have you how long have you been married?
Passive.
The be verb, not passive. The I am married, right?
Oh.
I am married, right? So how long have you been married? How long have you been married? Right? How long have you been married? That is correct. Very good. Okay, good job. Number 2. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky. This is where it gets a little bit complicated. But number 2 is when we talk about the focus. Okay, this is where we focus on the result of an activity. And number 2 here, let me make that higher, is where we focus is where we focus on the activity. So why this is complicated, why this is difficult is because these rules, like number one, right? Oh, states and actions, okay? Oh, so present perfect continuous is for actions. Present perfect simple is for states, right? But number two, here we're talking about actions. Okay, so that's why this is a little bit tricky. English is hard, okay? But we're talking about the result. We're talking about the result of the activity. So what does that mean? Good question. All right, so here usually we're going to answer the question, how many, okay? How many or how much, right? So this answers the question, how many, right? So for example, maybe I talk about reading, right? Reading a book. If I want to talk about how many pages I have read, if I want to talk about how many pages I have read, I will use simple. So for example, I have read 60 pages. Okay. I have read 60 pages. So I'm answering the question, how many, right? So how many pages have you read? I have read 60 pages. So here we're talking about the result or a number. So for example, I can say, I have run 10 kilometers, right? I have run 10 kilometers. I'm not finished running, but maybe I look at my watch or my tracker or my phone or whatever. I look and 10 kilometers. I have run 10 kilometers. So how many kilometers? I have run 10. So usually when we see a number, which is the result of that activity, when we see a number, we use simple. When we see a time or how long something has been happening, when we see how long something has been happening, we are focused on the activity. So just for example, I read 1 page every 1 minute, right? For example, maybe not, maybe I'm slower than that, but just for example, I read 1 page and it takes me 1 minute, 1 page, 1 minute. So I would say I've been
reading
for
1 hour.
I've been reading for an hour.
Focus on the
I've
action.
been reading for an hour. Yeah, so here I'm focused on the activity. I don't care how many pages. It's not important. I'm asking the question or I'm answering the question by how long have you been reading, right? How long have you been reading, right? So just like this, right? We've been studying for 19 minutes today, right? So that's answering the question, how long? We're focused on the activity. We're focused on the activity. So you could say, I have studied 6 pages. I have studied 2 pages. I have studied 5 words, right? If we're talking about the result of that activity, we're going to use simple. If we talk about the activity itself, right? Then we use ing. Okay, so same thing, and I've already done this, right? Okay, so let's change this.
I have already drunk.
So I have already drunk,
3
not beer, Yukiko. I have already drunk 3 cups of coffee today, right? So I feel like I can say I've been drinking coffee all day. I've been drinking coffee all day. So there's a difference there, right? I don't care how many cups. It's not important. Here, I'm just talking about a continuous action and an unfinished action because today is not finished, right? Today is not finished. This morning is not finished. Oh, morning is finished, but today is not finished. So anytime I talk about today, usually it's going to be present perfect. Usually it's going to be present perfect. Okay. So same thing, I can say, right? I have taught 3 lessons today. I have taught 3 lessons today, right?
I have been teaching for 1 hour all day.
Yeah, or I've been teaching for 3 hours. I've been teaching for 2 hours, whatever. Doesn't really matter, right? But I've been teaching all day. So of course, the meaning is same or different. The meaning, these two, this sentence and this sentence, is the meaning the same or different?
Same.
3 lessons today different focus.
Same.
Same?
The focus is different.
Yeah.
The focus is different, but the feeling is the same. The meaning is the same. I talk about I've been reading for an hour, or I have read 60 pages.
Oh.
It's the same.
Yeah.
But just the focus.
Yeah, focus different, but it express the same thing. You teach all day.
Yeah.
And oh, got it.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So in that case, that's kind of the difference there. That's the difference there. That one. Okay. And then there's one more. Well, there's many more, but we'll just talk about. Okay. So of course, yeah, here we use for, and since. We can talk about that a little bit later. But the last one is, okay, so we can talk about recently completed one-time action. Recently completed one-time action. This is very British English. Usually American English, we will not speak like this. But maybe I go to the hospital and I tell the doctor, right, I've cut my finger. Right? I have cut my finger. Right, doctor, I need some stitches. I have cut my finger. I cut it before. Still now the cut is there, right? So I can see the cut. I can see the result, but it's only one time, right? It's only not cutting. Right? Then I need to see a different doctor if I do that, right? Yeah. So recently completed one-time action. I have cut my finger. I have broken my arm. I have broken the window, right? Because I can only break a window one time. I can't break the same window again and again and again, right? It's not possible, right? So it's here.
But this sentence, if we use the simple tense, they have 100% meaning. I cut my finger. Is
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, so Mike, with especially British English.
Oh, so if American, maybe he said, I cut my finger. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So American English would be I cut my finger because the action is finished.
Yeah, sure.
Right. But British English would say I have cut my finger, or hey, do you want a cup of coffee? No, I have just had one. Right. A British person would say I have just had one, whereas an American would say I had one, or I finished one, or I ate one, or I drank one. Right. So a little bit different. Yeah.
That's interesting.
American English isn't better. I speak American English. It's not better, but it's just a little bit lazier, a little bit more simple.
Oh, simple. Yes,
Yeah.
more simple than UK. Oh, okay.
But you guys, we study at ULC. At ULC, we study British English in most of the textbooks. So, yeah.
Oh.
All right. Now, if we want to talk about a repeated action again and again and again, this kind of goes back up to number 1, unfinished actions. So very similar meaning, actually, number 1, or even we're focused on the activity. But again, if I look at this guy, okay. Right, we can see, okay, his eyes are red, right? He's crying, okay? So I can say like, why? That's a good picture, Hikari, right?
Good picture. Good
Yeah, I know. Hikari's laughing at my art. I'm not an artist. Okay. But recently completed repeated action. Okay, so why is he crying? It doesn't have to be anything big or important. It could just be like he's been cutting onions. Right? Cutting. So we can see the result, right? Maybe we see, right? I can't draw this. I really wish I could, but I can't. But if we have like a knife, right? Okay, that's a knife, okay? And then we have a bunch of cut onions, right? On the table. I don't know what this is, but whatever, it's something, okay? So we can see the result. We have a lot of onions that are cut, okay? We have a lot of onions that are cut. My eyes are watering. I'm crying a little bit, right? So he's been cutting onions. So really, really important for these two, okay, is we can see the result. So really, really important. We can see something, right? We can see he's crying, or in this one, right? We can see the cut, right? We can see the result of that activity. We can see the result of that action. That's really, really important there. Okay. I know I should go to art class, but no need. Yeah. Hikari's laughing at me and it makes me sad. All right. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the different uses and the different whys. The textbook might say something a little bit different, of course. Yeah, but it's actually very similar. But I don't know. This is, yeah. We can also use present perfect continuous for continuous or repeated action. This is confusing. This one much, I mean, also confusing, but much more neat and clean. Okay, much more neat and clean. Okay, and then Mike, as I said, right, live and work. Okay, these are special words. Live and work are 2 special words, right? So I can say I've lived here since 2010. I've been living here since 2010. Same meaning. Same meaning. But sometimes living can mean that it's temporary, right? I'm living in a hotel at the moment, but I'm moving into my new house soon, right? It can be also temporary. Be also
one time
temporary.
One time action. Sometimes.
One time action. Well, temporary, not one time, but temporary. Temporary.
Oh, yeah, only temporary. Short time.
Temporary. What time is it? It's okay. You can do a little bit longer. All right. So present perfect simple and continuous. Sorry if you study this book, then I'm just giving you some answers for your homework. But let's try to do this together. So test. Now is a test. Test time. Okay. So Mike, you're first. Mrs. Jones, would you like to come through now, please? Oh, thank goodness. I have been waiting For ages, right? So we're talking about how long. I've been waiting for ages. Mike?
Yes. Sorry about that. I have been waiting. Sorry about that. We have been extremely busy all morning. No, that I hadn't seen you this week already. Or I haven't seen you.
This is a question. I'm sorry. This is a very special question.
Yeah. Maybe.
So the doctor is
Yeah.
asking, right?
Yes.
Have I not seen you 3 times this week or this week already, right? Have I not seen you this week already?
Yeah, this is a question.
It's not a very common question. Haven't I seen you? Haven't I seen you, or have I not seen you? Actually, both are okay. Right. So this woman, right? She's coming to the doctor. This is the 3rd time, right? So the doctor's like, "What's up? 3 times? Wow. Haven't I seen you this week already, Mrs. Jones?" Amy, can you read here?
Yes, doctor. Actually, this is the 3rd time. I have 3 times I have came.
Good. Come. Good.
Come.
This is the 3rd time I have come to see you this week. So here we're talking about, right, the result, right? How many times? 3 times. So this is the 3rd time I have come to see you this week.
Okay.
Right?
3
Continue.
times.
Amy, continue.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Okay, never mind. Okay, good. Hikari, you can do this.
I was last here on Wednesday. Have you forgotten?
Good. Have you forgotten? Okay. Very good. I had a terrible sore throat. Anyway, I took your advice. So, Yukiko?
Anyway, I took your advice and I have been drinking plenty of water and I haven't been talking too much.
Great. Perfect, right? So exactly, really, really good, right? So here we're focused on the activity. Here we're focused on the activity, not the result. She doesn't say how much she drank. She doesn't say how much she talked, right? Here we're just talking about the activity. Really, really, really good. Good job. Mike, next.
Right. And have your throat hurt less since then? Or has your throat?
Good. Has your throat hurt less since then? Oh, yes, it feels much better now. That's great news. So, Amy?
Well, yes, it is. But now I've got a more serious problem with my foot. It has been
Good. It has been, or it's been, swollen since yesterday, and
I haven't been able to.
Good. I haven't been able to walk on it properly. Okay, if you could just lie down here on the Hikari.
I think maybe I have had an allergic reaction to something.
Okay, good, nice. Yukiko?
I have I have been taking antihistamine tablets every 4 hours, but
Good.
they haven't making any difference.
Okay, so here we can use haven't made or haven't been making. Actually, I would say both are okay.
Haven't
To me, haven't made
made.
sounds more natural, so we'll stick with that. But they haven't been. But good, right? Every 4 hours. So that means it's repeated, right? I've been taking every 4 hours, but it hasn't made any difference. Okay, good. Mike? Sorry, right, Mrs. Jones, if you would please lie down here on the couch. I'll take a look. Well, there really is absolutely nothing to worry about. It's just a blister. It's just a blister. Mike?
Okay.
Blister, what meaning?
You know blister, Mike?
No, it's just a blister.
Okay, so you know, like if you buy a new pair of shoes, you know, when you buy a new pair of shoes, and sometimes the new pair of shoes like keeps rubbing against your skin, right? And it kind of creates like a bubble, and then inside the bubble has some like juice, right? That's a blister. And if the blister opens, right, super painful, right? If that bubble opens, it's really painful. So that's what a blister is. Not a beautiful word.
Yeah. Covered on shirt.
Right.
Okay.
So who's next? Mike, is that you?
Okay. Yes, me. Really? Well, I have just bought. I have just bought those new shoes, so maybe they cause the problem. So the
Very good.
new shoes cause blister, make a blister.
Sometimes.
Um,
Sometimes. That depends if they're comfortable or they fit well. Yeah. I know every time my wife buys a new pair of shoes, she has to put some plaster or something to stop the. Again, it's rubbing, right? The more we rub, usually it will cause a blister. Yeah. So good job. I don't think you guys need English class. Your English is perfect so far today. No?
Teacher is perfect.
No. Okay, Amy, why don't you try number 2?
Have you ever ingested in a
Okay, have you ever
accident? Have you been
injured?
Have you ever been injured in an accident?
Injured.
Have you ever been injured in an accident? Have you ever been injured in an accident? Very good. Nice. Like, yeah, pain, right? Broken, you broke your arm or you hurt your head or something like that. Car accident or bicycling accident or running accident, something like that. Yeah. Hikari, try number 3.
How long have you come to this school?
Okay, so I think because you come and then you go home, and then you come and then you go home, and then you come and then you go home, right? So it's kind of better to focus on the activity or the repeated action, right? So how long have you been
coming?
Yeah, because you come and go, come and go, come and go. So it's a repeated action, Yeah. Yukiko, number 4.
How many classes have you missed this year?
Yeah. How many classes have you missed this year? Good.
Missed.
All right. So Hikari, if this kind of gave us a hint for number 3, right? How long? So remember, if we want to talk about how long, we focus on, usually we use ing.
Okay.
How many, right? We use simple. Usually,
Oh.
not always. So Mike?
How long have you lived in your current home? Been
Good.
living.
So how long have you lived? Oops,
How long
sorry.
have you been
How long have
living?
you? Oh. All right. How long have you lived? Okay. How long have you been living? Okay. Same meaning. Same meaning. Okay. And then Hikari, try number 6.
Have you ever studied abroad?
Good. Have you ever studied abroad? Perfect. It's easy, right?
Not easy.
Because the Reds use perfect past tense, just this tense, so we can got the answer. Because
Right. So if I mix the tenses, that's more difficult.
yeah, if you take out the rule, maybe we confuse. Maybe we use
Of
past
course.
like that.
But still, pretty good. You guys did a good job. All right, so we're almost finished. Actually, we're a little bit over time, but that's okay. My time is free.
No. Can more free.
It is. Does anyone have any questions before we go? About anything. Doesn't have to be present perfect, or can be.
Chinese New
Anything.
Year. Have you any plan?
Chinese New Year? Yeah, of course. My wife's Chinese, but I'm super busy. Lots of drinking.
You invite some friends.
Yeah, I have some dinner like near Marina Bay or something. I don't know, set dinner. My wife she organized it. I just follow and drink beer.
Yeah.
Most important.
Family member meet together. Yeah, it's important in China.
Yeah. I love Chinese New Year. Love it. Drinking, eating, perfect. Perfect. Happy. Yeah. Any question, Yukiko? Amy?
No, thank you.
I have a question.
Yukiko,
Yukiko has a question. I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Today I studied trip to India. Topic is trip to India. So I just confirmed, but it's this is a little bit short sentence. It's probably best to use rickshaws. So normally I use the best. It's probably the best to use rickshaw.
What meaning?
Yeah, I understand, because usually we use she is the best, or it is the best restaurant.
Yeah.
That's the best hotel. She's my best friend. Usually we have some pronoun or article with that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but in this case, this is just kind of just a set phrase.
Yes. Okay.
It's best. So it's, oh, that's backwards. It's best plus to plus verb plus infinitive. So I want to lose weight. Oh, okay. It's best to exercise every day. it's best to exercise every day. It's just kind of a set phrase. If I put probably here, kind of same meaning. It's probably best, or it's definitely best, or it's possibly best. Yeah, I'm just using this to give advice.
Okay.
So teacher, vocabulary is really hard. I can say, oh, it's best to use an English dictionary.
Because the probably is a adverb, so we can put in the middle or after the sentence. Both okay.
Yeah, I can say it's usually best to. It's always best to, right? It is never best to. Actually, we can use these kind of adverbs as well to kind of modify or change the meaning of this. Never, not really often, but yeah. So I can ask Mike, or Mike or Amy. I can say, oh, it's Chinese New Year. I'm going to my friend's house. What should I bring? Right? What should I take? Oh, bye, Amy. Like, what should I take and then Mike would say, oh, it's best to bring oranges. It's best to bring money for children, something like that. He's just giving me advice.
Yeah, it's never best to take wine.
Never? Don't bring wine?
Use never is not correct.
Mike, you said never. I don't like it. I erased that. I don't like never. That sounds weird. I don't like it. That's my mistake. It's always best, Mike. Always best to bring wine.
Yeah.
Every time. Wine is important.
Oh, if I say the best friend wine is its best friend.
No, this is totally different. Yeah, totally different from that, right? I can say, she's my best friend, right? Okay, we can use a pronoun, a possessive adjective here. We can use a possessive adjective here, but I can say she's the best cook, right? But this best and this best, different meaning. Different meaning. Different meaning. But good question.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not a superlative. Not a superlative.
It seems to
just a set phrase.
It's be good at. It's best to.
It's best to. It's a good idea to. Right. It's a good idea to. It is good to. It is bad to. Yeah. Best just means a very good idea. Similar to should. You should bring a bottle of wine. Right. Just different structure. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Any other question? No?
No question.
All right. Okay, so very good. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Without you, I can't have this lesson. So please come every time. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
It's free.
Every time.
Yeah.
Free.
So yeah, thank you guys. And I'll see you soon, next week or this week, or Happy New Year. Oh no, not yet. Next week. But still, Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year.
Okay. So yeah, have a good day.
Yes.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye guys. Bye. Good luck.